This is the stuff that I use to make the Propolis tincture. Fairly obviously, the main ingredient is the Propolis, and this is stuff that I collect from the hives, as you've seen in the early little clip, and I just store this stuff up. And what I've done with this is I've put it in a freezer to make it very hard, so that I can break it up more easily. Normally the stuff is a bit soft and quite difficult to mash up, and so I've tried freezing it, and I have got a pestle and mortar over there, which I've been told I can keep once I've ruined it. But equally, I might just stick it in a freezer bag I've got over there and whack it with a hammer. The idea is to try and get it to as smaller pieces as possible. The other important ingredient is the alcohol. The Propolis is very insoluble, and the only way you can make anything out of it is putting it in very strong alcohol. And this stuff here is the famous Spiritus Polish vodka, and on the label there, I'll get it a bit closer, you can see that it says 96% proof. Blimey. So pretty lethal stuff, but you can buy it over the internet. I think this costs about 50 something quid a bottle, but yeah, you can just buy it over the internet and have a hell of a time with it. So that's what I'm going to use. The other thing next to it is a big kilner jar. You've got to write it off really, because what with the alcohol and everything, it makes a bit of a mess of it. And the idea is that the Propolis is smashed up, it's put into the kilner jar and left for a couple of weeks. And then there's the pestle and mortar there. The stuff at the back, methylated spirits. This is what you use if you spill it onto worktops and stuff like that. It's quite difficult to get out. So what I'm going to do next is smash up the Propolis, and we'll start making the tincture. I've mashed up the Propolis, and I did use pestle and mortar. Freezing it and whacking it with a hammer's worked very well, and certainly come out better than the ways I've tried to do it in the past. So that's perfectly fine. Yep. So there's about 200 grams of this stuff, and there are a variety of different recipes, if you like, that people use, and I use a fairly sort of standard, what's called 30% strength mixture, which means there's about 600 ml of Polish vodka. So it's about, give or take a milliliter or two. It's about right. So all I need to do now is, pour the Propolis into the kilner jar. Making sure I don't get too much on the floor. Okay, then the Propolis, the Spiritus, in it goes. And you can see it's sort of going a little bit brown already. Pick it up. Now, all I need to do is, for the next 2 weeks, 2 or 3 times a day, just shake it around like that to get all the alcohol and the Propolis mixed up to produce a tincture. So, we'll come back again in a couple of weeks' time. Okay, 2 weeks later, the Propolis in the kiln jar has been sort of shaken a couple of times, 2 or 3 times a day, and you might be able to see it's got 3 levels. There's the big lumps there, there's a sort of finer bits there, and then there's the liquid which has gone very brown. You might also be able to see how the alcohol in the propolis does destroy everything, so if you're going to do this, write the kilner jar off because it's going to ruin it. Next stage really is just to run it through a coffee filter. Probably do this a couple of times just to get all the muck out. Again, there's a funnel here which I use just for propolis because it's been ruined, and it's just going to go into a plastic pot. So I'll just put that in there and start pouring it in. Oh, good stuff. Right, we'll leave that for a while. That'll work its way through. Probably do it a couple of times just to get the last bits out if we can, and then we bottle it up. 2 hours later, it's been through the filter. In fact, I did it twice just to get as much out as I can, and I can see it's very clear. I don't know if you can hold it up to the window, but it's fine. Very dark, but it's very clear. So that's fine. This is all the crap that gets filtered out, all the crunched up propolis that we put in there. And that amount there will last me for a year. What I'll do with it next is I put it into little bottles like that, using a syringe, just 30ml goes into there. And obviously it's used for the propolis cream as well, of which there'll be a video another time.